God, how do you explain it to somebody? This is where I often find I try not to explain things. I have a whole series of exercises I use, and we use the exercise to tap somebody into it so they have their own experience of it. Not from a brain activity, but from a personal, in the moment experience. How does this feel? Where is it taking me? What is it opening me up to? What do I notice from this place? Not from a
Mm,
brain activity, but from an awareness and consciousness perspective. It's that in the moment consciousness, active and alive, vitally engaged in this moment.
mm.
And it's engaged through observation and participation. You don't learn from separation. All you're doing in separation is filing through your memories again.
Yes.
And a lot of people, to get something new in that place, just rehash a whole series of old memories. There's nothing new actually being created. There's just a rehashing of the old paradigm.
Yeah, because it's like, and that's why people find it so hard to stay in present moment, you
Yeah,
know, because it's so unknown. It's so
yeah,
unknown. You don't know whether a spider is going to come up the wall and like jump on you and eat you. I mean, not like it's going to happen, but you don't know what's coming, you know?
yeah,
And but I think that's what I love about this, you know, my connection to the word warrior is like that feel that knowing within of like I've actually quite resourced in everything that I know
yep,
because you're tapped into that everything that you know to be able to deal with any situation that arises in front of me. And even if I
yeah,
don't know, I'll wait until I get the intuitive instruction to know what to do, you know?
yeah. It's interesting because I've been looking at this warrior energy lately, because we had that discussion recently with Jeff and Corey about this,
Mm-hmm.
or looking at her warrior woman workshop. I sort of tend to go to some of the teachings I've had, whereas the warrior energy, we think of in the Western model, it's about fighting and victory and
Yeah,
power
no.
over. The warrior is the one that stands up for life and supports that which is life giving. He stands in front of anything that is having that has been influenced away from that life or is affecting that life.
Yes.
If we think of it as a potential interference, the warrior stands between what is and that which is potential interference.
My understanding as well as like it and what I felt in myself is it's more comes from this like piercing energy of love and light almost from the heart space out, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it kind of like there is no anger in that place, which is
No,
so lovely. Like this like I'm a warrior and I stand for life kind of thing is not the energy of the warrior. The
no.
warrior is like, or what I the words that came through for me back when I was writing a post about the Aries energy is like it the peaceful warrior, you know?
Yeah,
It's that ability to be like aware, so
yeah,
aware inside of you, and to be able to move and respond. There isn't a place of anger. That
yeah,
anger actually is a disruption. And you can
yeah,
do damage with that. You like kill people that you not supposed to kill, and you know,
yeah.
it's not actually helpful. But
No,
when you tapped into that light energy and it expands and you're moving from that place, and it's just it doesn't think about it. It's an instinct. That's what Aries is it's instinct.
yeah,
It's movement. There's no thought. It's just action.
yeah. And it's interesting because when I've known it to happen, the action responds appropriately. Like you say, there's no anger, there's no resentment, no nothing. It's just this is happening. This needs to stop. We're stopping disharmonious action.
Mm,
That's all we're doing. Once the action is stopped, we stop. And this is
yes.
one of the benefits I learned from martial arts. And this is part of what we used to teach. All we're doing is learning to stop disharmonious action.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as the action stopped, I find on every occasion, my response stops immediately because there is nothing more to respond to that needs that attention.
Yes.
It's very peaceful. It's calm about what it's doing. And it's just attending to current situation in the most harmonious way possible, because all we're doing is asking this action to cease.
Yes, which is what I feel like can be really challenging to explain that to activists that are driven by anger, because it's very easy, particularly when there's like morals involved. Like I've seen it with loads of different things, including like vegans and like ocean what are they called, conservationists and these kind of things, is that like if you are in that place of anger, there's still work that you need to do, actually, because that's not actually linked to the actual situation of, and I mean, we found this for a recent situation here in Queenstown in Bob's Cove, right? It's like when you actually connect in with the land was like, well, from this connected place, I actually accept, and that like there are things that we need to do to protect me in ways, but like I'm actually okay with this thing that's happening. But when you listen to the people, they were working, that some of the people were working from this activist place, which is like, we need to save this place. And it's like, are you in a connected space? Like what, like when you actually, have you actually tuned in to ask what the land needs, you know? Or are you doing this for your own selfish desires, which is where it can get really messy, because morally you're like, we are doing the right thing. But at the same time, it's like, but who are you doing the right thing for? And it's about questioning that.
Yeah. And one of the big things that comes up with protest is the sense of change. Change or perception of change in a situation like that always has a sense of threat from it because of the unknown or attachment to that which already is. What we were looking at in that situation, the earth itself was okay with people being able to live there, but it was asking them to live in a particular way, which is in harmony with the environment. Ask where the land wanted the houses to be. Where does the land show us to go? And if she says, leave this bit alone, leave it alone, because it's probably a very good reason for it. We may find it's a swamp, or it may have a drainage issue. She knows. When we listen to her guidance, she shows us where to be. It might be on a floodplain that's going to flood in a couple of weeks, and we don't know that. But she does. She understands how everything is flowing around her, including the weather patterns, and she shows us where to be. You know, if we've got a house on the coast, she might say it's time to go for a holiday in the mountains. We go to the mountains and we find, the shoreline gets washed away where the house was.